Viewers, Tigray has now been under siege for a period of 10 months. But the TPLF is still fighting and, interestingly, making huge advances in parts of Amhara region. Now, viewers, siege warfare involves laying of siege, blockading, and starving a region or a city of supplies. But it can also involve feigning a retreat after laying a blockade on a city, and the retreat is essentially a forced retreat intended to draw out the enemy and then attack the enemy outside their defensive positions. Now, viewers, the ENDF is also using its air superiority to attack defensive positions of TPLF as well as installations that are suspected to be used to support the rebels in Tigray as well as in their war efforts in Amhara region. Interestingly, the airstrikes by ENDF have not broken TPLF's back. If anything, the rebels seem to be rejuvenated. They have continued to make incursions into South Wallo. They are now said to be very close to Desi city as well as Kobolcha city. What then is the purpose of these airstrikes? Viewers, the main use of airstrikes and drone warfare in war is to maximize damage on the enemy from as far as possible, destroy built-up fortifications of the enemy, disrupt enemy supply lines, as well as break the morale of enemy forces, disorganizing their formations, and make them easy to attack with infantry troops when they are not in a position of making any defensive counter-offensive or counter-attack. Now, how has Tigray People's Liberation Front managed to stay afloat with all these handcuffs? It is very simple. The TPLF is very adept at guerrilla warfare. Remember, they fought between 1975 and 1991 when they eventually captured Addis Ababa from the forces of the then brutal Dag regime led by Colonel Mengistu Haile Mariam. They are using the same tactics today. TPLF is using light infantry, and light infantry are troops who can move between dug-in defensive positions very swiftly. Light infantry is capable of using natural features such as mountains, hills, valleys, riverbeds, steep cliffs, and forests as cover against enemy fire. Mobility, flexibility, and agility are the stronghold of light infantry troops. Now, ENDF may have superior air capability. It may even have drone capability. But unless you are fighting troops who are easily visible on open ground in places like Afar, in areas where there are steep cliffs and mountains, as well as natural barriers, it is very difficult to hit at light infantry. People who are moving from one position to another very lightly and swiftly because they are not carrying a lot of baggage. They are not fighting a mechanized war. They are not fighting using armored personnel carriers and military vehicles which you can hit at. They are not moving with armored trucks, trucks or even armored tanks. And it is very difficult to hit at these people. This is one reason why ENDF is fighting it very hard to completely decimate TPLF. And this will not be possible because TPLF, having fought for many years, from 1975 to 1991, 26 years of combat experience, these fellows know the terrain better than anybody else. And this is why they are continuing to fight, and they will not be easy to defeat at the rate at which this war is going. Thank you.